You want to take $10,000 out of your 401k. You think, it's my money, I worked for it, I saved it, and I need it right now. But I am here to tell you that tapping into your 401k before you are truly ready is one of the most dangerous, wealth-eroding mistakes you can ever make. You need to understand exactly what happens to that $10,000, because if you don't, the IRS and the passage of time will absolutely devour your hard-earned cash. Let's look at the immediate problem. You look at your statement and you see a beautiful, big number. You think taking a small $10,000 sliver out to pay off a credit card, fix up the house, or help out a child won't hurt. But here is the fear you need to wake up to: you never actually get to keep the full $10,000. The second that money leaves the protective vault of your 401k, it is exposed to the harsh elements of taxes and penalties. The big question you have to ask yourself right now is, how old are you? Because your age dictates exactly how much of a financial beating you are about to take. If you are under the age of 59 and a half, you are in the danger zone. When you request a $10,000 withdrawal, the IRS immediately forces your plan administrator to withhold 20% right off the top for federal income taxes. That is $2,000 gone before the check even hits your mailbox. But it does not stop there. Because you dared to touch your retirement money early, the IRS slaps you with a 10% early withdrawal penalty. That is another $1,000 vaporized. We are already down to $7,000. And don't forget your state. Unless you live in a state with no income tax, your state government is going to want their cut too. By the time everyone has taken a bite out of your $10,000, you might only be holding $6,500 in your hand. You have permanently destroyed $10,000 of your retirement security just to get your hands on less than $7,000 of cash. Does that sound like a good deal to you? Absolutely not. Even if you are over the age of 59 and a half, or if you qualify for the rule of 55 because you left your job, you might dodge that 10% penalty, but you do not dodge the taxman. That $10,000 is treated as ordinary income. It gets piled right on top of whatever else you are earning this year, and it could potentially push you into a higher tax bracket, making the rest of your income more expensive too. But the real tragedy, the absolute wealth killer that should keep you up at night, is not what you lose today. It is what you lose tomorrow. When you remove $10,000 from your 401k, you are putting a permanent stop to the miracle of compounding growth on that money. If you leave that $10,000 alone, and it earns an average annual return of 7%, in 10 years that money would have grown to nearly $20,000. In 20 years, it would be worth $40,000. So when you withdraw $10,000 today to solve a temporary problem, you aren't just spending $10,000. You are robbing your future self of $40,000 of financial freedom and peace of mind. You are trading your future security for a momentary band-aid. So what is your actionable takeaway? What do you need to do right now instead of raiding your retirement? First, if you are facing a true, unavoidable financial emergency, look into a 401k loan instead of a withdrawal if your plan allows it. With a loan, you can borrow up to 50% of your balance up to $50,000. You do not pay taxes or the 10% penalty on that money, and when you pay the loan back through your payroll, you are paying the interest back to yourself, not to the government. Just be warned, if you leave or lose your job, you have to pay that loan back fast, or it turns into a taxable withdrawal anyway. Second, check to see if your emergency qualifies for the newly updated IRS rules. You are allowed to take up to $1,000 once a year for an immediate personal or family financial emergency without paying that devastating 10% penalty, and you have 3 years to pay it back to save your future growth. Your 401k is a sacred account. It is your shield against poverty in your later years. It is not a piggy bank, it is not an emergency fund, and it is not a checking account. Guard it with your life, let it grow, and keep your hands off it until you cross that finish line.